I think we're so back. I think after a very long hiatus, we are finally back live after both being gone for Amsterdam and then being gone because of legal bullshit and then being gone because I was sick. Panzer Ninja, what's up? I am very sorry to have kept you waiting for so long. I'm admittedly, I am quite under the weather, but I am raring to go. I have been asleep for the last 6 hours to prepare my mind and body to come into this little 90-degree room that I stream in and light you all the fuck up. I did not wake up until 5:15, so it took me a little bit longer than I anticipated to get ready. So thank you all for your patience. What's up, MTG Master? Thank you for letting me sign your playmat. Yeah, Mark, it has been... I would love to live in some precedented times, but we don't. So instead, we're going to open packs on Arena and then do all the Moxfield stuff. I made an illegal copy of that Treasure Cruise deck. Super excited to play it. Hey man, listen. As far as I'm concerned, that junk's not illegal. You're playing kitchen table Magic. That's not illegal at all. The copy I play with is half proxied. The only artifacts that I own for the Treasure Cruise deck are ones that are like under $2. Emperor, we have 10 decks to do today. I think it's about half spooky, half silly. Only one deck has self-identified as scary. Sniper, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub. 6 months in a row, my friend. Thank you very much for that. The number does go up. We're very optimistic about the situation getting better. Cody Singh, you would probably find a deck list for the Treasure Cruise either on the Shuffle Up and Play episode I did or inside my Discord. Have you seen the Indomitable Creativity Camp deck in Pioneer? 2 Vein Rippers by turn 4. I have not seen that. That does seem pretty goddamn good, though. That does seem pretty good. Alright, who knows how to enter pre-release packs, because our chief subsidizer, Troper, has sent me Modern Horizons 3 pack codes, but I don't know where to use them. Oh, what's up, WoW username? Damn, I tried to buy stuff and Arena pooped itself. Calamity the Colonel, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate your generosity and those Bezos bucks. Welcome back to the dog home for the 4th month in a row. Alright, there's a section for codes in the store. Oh yeah, redeem code. Okay, that's easy. Adam Douche, we are doing deck roast tonight, so I'm opening some packs while we wait for people to get to the stream, and then we are going to get into this deck roasting. Ophium, I have to find a way to use this. Ophiomancer and Brawl has to be useful. Oh, Jesus. And we got 6. This card is fucked up. Every time I've had this card stick against me, it is always an absolute rat bastard. And no, that's not because I refuse to bring any creatures that can hit hard. Shut the hell up. Okay, horrible Esper card, number 27. This seems like the type of deck you would need to turn into, oh, it's actually all board wipes, at least in Brawl. Because in 1v1, paying 5 mana to start doubling counters and equipment does not seem that good. Alright, Bone Lord. Oh, Urza's Cave is... that's gotta be useful. And what's this guy do? Whenever another non-token permanent you control leaves the battlefield, choose one that hasn't been chosen, make a token, and then you can pay a bunch of mana to do green but bad. Okay, maybe I'm not super up on that one either. I will take a mythic rare wildcard, though. Thank you, Troper, very much for once again subsidizing our gambling. Alright, we are going to first post the order for tonight's roasting. Oh, well, before that, Crazy Moose, thank you so much for the $100 super chat. Hey, Mauled, heard you were having trouble with an IRL red decker and you had to float some of your white mana for Ghostly Prison. Here's some green from the other side of Simicate to help. Crazy Moose, thank you. Honestly, not an inaccurate summation of the situation. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you, and thank all of you for your continued support as we move through this bullshit. But for now, let's move through this bullshit and talk about some terrible, terrible commander decks. For anybody that needs to know the order, this is the order of decks that are being reviewed tonight. We're going to pull up Moxfield. For anybody that hasn't been to one of these before, the information we're working off of is a deck list, a power level, a primer, and the deck in one word. The primer is what they believe the deck does or what they want the deck to do. The power level, because we do not take 1 through 10, is silly to spooky to scary. That is infinitely more accurate than trying to use numbers. We are vibes, guys, gals, and things. We reject data-based decision making. Oh yeah, Moose, you're up first. So we're going to open with Crazy Moose's deck, which is silly. This month I figured the theme would be hostage negotiations, but instead of forcing you through my D&D group's desire to seduce the BBEG, I instead provide you with a 100 card representation of Purgatory. It'll probably look like a normal mill deck, but there's one category that'll show you I plan to do so much worse. The deck in one word is Hell. That's a strong start for a silly deck, Moose. That's a pretty hot open for a deck. You're telling me a $500 Purgatory based silly deck. Oh Jesus, mono black. Okay. So for imagination mana, you can recur somebody else's thing and then mill them for a bit. Purgatory, the goal. Abyssal Persecutor and Platinum Angel. We gotta bring back the friendly barbecue, you guys. We can't keep forcing it with cards like this. Moose, you can just invite people over. I don't give a fuck what's happening over here. I don't give a fuck what you are doing over here, because I know it ends with nobody can win, nobody can lose. We're just gonna hang out. 12 pieces of life insurance. So they're never getting rid of this. You have a mono black counterspell. The casual, the silly and goofy opposition agent Orcish Bowmasters combination. This is... I don't know how many of you are old enough to have watched Seinfeld. This deck looks like just an airing of the grievances. It's not even playing Magic. It's how do we stop everybody from playing Magic, and we sit them down, and I'm going to tell you everything you have done that I take issue with. I cannot believe in the same deck that we have Orcish Bowmasters, we have goddamn draw 3, lose 3 for 4. Geth's Grimoire? Somebody in the pod owes you $10 and will not own up to it. And you are just trying to lock them in a rubber room until they do. Hold on, what the hell does Dark Deal do? Oh, that many -1. Okay, that makes sense. I thought that was... The font is really tiny in the playtester. I thought that said 3 mana, everybody dumps their whole hand. And I was about to lose my fucking mind. Yes, there is somebody that owes you 10, and he's a Simic main. Straight up, they do deserve it. Oh, she's okay. The worst part about this is I would be inclined to believe it could get something reasonable going if it wasn't for these two. If this wasn't what laid inside your dark fucking heart, Moose. Because Mill kind of weak, but I'm going to steal all of your good creatures against a Simic player. That's a winning strategy. That's just a winning strategy. Except we are very purposefully in a non-winning strategy. This is a deck you can only bring when you are driving people to the LGS. Like, nobody's gonna walk away. Nobody's walking away because you have the car keys. Town Marvon, guys, thank you for the 7 months in a row at tier 1. Oh, 11 months total. I don't know how streaks work, but thank you, my friend. It's good to see you. Bro, what is this mana base? Oh, yeah, we didn't even... I'm sorry. Is that 28 lands? For a commander that's 6 mana? You are going to be scheming symmetrying for a goddamn swamp. This is horrifying. This is the greediest deck. One of the greediest. We're never going to beat Shoulda's deck, but this is one of the greediest decks I have ever seen for the payoff of nothing happens anymore. For the payoff of we all enter a medically induced coma. You gotta start a book club, dog. We gotta change something. We gotta do better. And you use the Comic Sans Tormented Balefire. At least for you, X will be 3 because you will not be able to pay for shit else. Christopher Price, no. For the most part, my campaign to bully people into having reasonable mana bases has been effective. After the first couple weeks of it, being a username, dude, start whacking peepees on whoever these view bots are. God bless you. So for the most part, we had beaten back the fools that insisted on running 30 lands, but not... Moose, I want you to understand one thing. Your land base plus your ramp section just barely gets you to a reasonable land base. And one of your ramp pieces, two of your ramp pieces are 5 mana and above. And everything I see in this deck is expensive as hell. You are walking into the Gucci store with a Subway gift card that doesn't even have all of the original $15 on it. You don't even have enough for a foot long. And you are asking for 3 miles worth of bullshit sandwich. I do love that the control in this deck seems just light enough to convince everybody to keep playing the game. Because Archfiend of Depravity doesn't really hurt anybody but the token players. And they have it coming. Where was it? I saw a creature that intrigued me. Extractor Demon. Oh, that's Mill. I thought that was Recursion. Never mind. You're just a straight bastard. Bro has breached the multiverse when they need a quarter of the lands in their deck to play it. Hey, a man's got a dream. Oh, that is a good point, Urs. I will. You do get points. No Soul Ring. You do get a lot of points, despite everything else that is horribly, horribly wrong with the mana base. I respect no Soul Ring. I always respect no Soul Ring. Incredible we're running Cabal Coffers when we're going to have like 4 swamps in play every game we play. This is a deck we would show the aliens if we wanted them to eliminate us. If they asked us, why should we not laser beam humanity straight in the face? And the heroes tried to gather evidence of all the good that humanity has done. The nihilists would grab this deck list. They would pull one of these. They would slip that to the aliens. And then it's all over. Crazy Moose, please seek help. Although you get 1,000,000 points for doing this to a Simic player. I do think it's a little bit funny. I do enjoy it a little bit. But holy God, the mulligans you must be doing. We're going to move on to Sov 92's Spooky deck. Primer's also on Moxfield. Still waiting to know if Pantlaza can get it. You're going to keep waiting, you sicko. This deck started out as the Dino Precon from Ixalan. Played around with it, thought it was a lot of fun. I opened 4 boxes of LCI, so I had a ton of stuff to upgrade with. It's just a fun deck that I like to play with my friends. The deck has a ton of ramp and lands, which is necessary considering the mana cost of most cards in the deck, but I've been thinking about cutting a few lands from it. But it will require some more playing before I officially decide that. I have Up the Beanstalk, and Runic Armazar, and Curious Althazor, Ripjaw Raptor, lots of cards. Polyraptor Infinite. This can break the game, resulting in a tie, so I usually don't do this unless I'm feeling petty. But Wrathful... Okay, yeah, so one of those 2-card Infinite ties the game, 3-card Infinite wins the game. It's a lot of Enrage payoffs, Dumpster Fuck the Table in a Stampede of Dinos. Most classic dinosaur player sentence: for interaction, I don't have a whole lot going on. I figured I would try to force my opponents to interact with me instead, but I do have a little bit of targeted removal, etc., etc., etc. All right. So we're working with an upgraded precon. Drew Fog and Nox Skyfall, thank you both for the tier 1 Twitch subs. Welcome to the dog home, Drew Fog, and welcome back for the 4th month, Nox Skyfall. I appreciate your generosity very, very much. I do think there is something to be said for I'm not going to interact. I'm going to be the problem you must interact with. Personally, I hate playing like that. I've played decks like that a few times for content games, and it always makes me sad because I have a big scary turn, and then I spend the next 3 turns watching everybody else fucking dismantle me. But Smothering Tithe... This might be the first deck I've seen that is too concerned about mana. Smothering Tithe is a really hard sell in terms of thematic includes. You have an Angry Dino deck with 39 lands. You've got the money. This is like a person who only invests in bonds or buries their money in the backyard because they think banks are too risky. You don't need this. I'm still going to argue you don't even need Soul Ring. But where is the... They don't have a command. They don't have a commander designated. But from their primer, it looks like Pentlaza, which lets people... So they're already cheating stuff in all game, right? We're already defrauding the tax collectors. You do not need Smothering Tithe. You can absolutely have a cool dinosaur instead of the IRS in your deck. What's up, Steven? Pika Puff, thank you for the 7 months in a row at tier 1. Welcome back to the dog home. Mr. Maul, I need your opinion. Do I make Abzan Tormod or is it artifacts? I would say Abzan. Lilith the Gay, it is a Patreon redeem. Artemis, what's up? Good to see you, my friend. So let's get back to the deck itself. This reads, as somebody that this is a soul read for, this reads like somebody who used to be very, very poor, used to build decks with incredibly risky mana bases, and is now terrified of ever having a game where they can't cast the most expensive thing every time. Holy shit. Never mind. What's this mana? I get it now. Let's see. So that's 15. So 1, 3, 9, 11, 15. We have as many cards at 3 mana as we do at 6 mana and above. This is like a 5-year-old at Toys R Us desperately trying to carry 18 different Transformers down the aisle. What the fuck does this playtest look like? Okay, so we have... This seems like the perfect world for this deck, because all we're going to do is play lands for a couple turns. I mean, I don't know if it matters what order we play these on, so we're just gonna... Oh my Jesus, and we got Gishath. So this is a no one at the table is gonna bother me for like 10 turns type of deck. So we have 4, 6, we have 7 mana available. Why do we have the Stax Dinosaur? Why why do we have the Stacks Dinosaur when we have Gishath and the one-sided board wipe? I guess we just double ramp on this turn, so we're gonna get planes, and are we missing? Okay, so turn 5, we have infinite mana. We probably play Pentlaza, and then we get to Path to Exile something for free, because that's normal. Then we play Gishath on turn 6. We get Return of the Wild Speaker, which would be 5 with Gishath on the stack. That's cool and fair. So we tap 8 for Gishath. So 1 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we do fucking punchies. So let's say we get Gishath through for 7. We're gonna get Ravenous Tyrannosaurus and Card Draw Dinosaur. Oh, Pentlaza's an ETB? Okay. Oh yeah, it is an ETB, Joe Salsa. Thank you for the catch. We're gonna run back that playtest because that is so... Everybody who says the Moxfield playtester hates you, maybe you do just need 39 lands. Maybe you do just need 39 lands after all, because it's fucking working out for Sov. Why do we have Farewell? You just told me you were supposed to be the problem. Oh, hold on. The commander's in the 99. That's the... Fucking get over here. You're in the command zone. We will... Forest, Rampant. I do think we want a mountain here, actually. Alright, let's Pentlaza. Oh, God. Alright, so we'll put that to hand, because we're fucked if we cast that for X equals 0. Oh, From the Rubble is definitely very strong here. So then we Atali. We Atali for 6. Oh, good. Roaming Throne for dinosaurs. And then we rob everybody twice. Truly, I hate this deck. I hate... This is what gets me about the dinosaur players, is they're all like, my deck is just a funny, silly, good time. Goddamn Soul Ring! Alright, well, we're gonna get a fucking forest, because we're not about to skip a turn 1 Soul Ring. But anyway. They all talk about what a funny, silly, good time this is. That you're all gonna have together. And then it's always turn 6 lethal. Every goddamn time, it's turn 6 lethal. And we're gonna get another basic because of ranging raptors. Oh wait, we do need we'll get a mountain here. And then we fucking have Pentlaza mana, so we'll discover 4. Oh, good, and we'll get the double land drop dinosaur. So we'll play both of these. We'll crack both of these. We're just going to get these 2 lands. Who cares? Trebuchet, you are going today. You're on the list for today, so do not worry about it. I think... The only thing restraining my ire is that you did list this as spooky, but this is pretty much what spooky always has to be, which is it seems almost impossible for this deck to not remove somebody's ribcage, and it makes me... The dinosaur players just have it so goddamn easy, you guys. You know how much card draw they have in this deck? Half. They have half a card draw. They have Up the Beanstalk. Where was that? They have Path of the Wild Speaker, and then they have Goddamn Vibes, is how they're drawing cards. You know what this deck should need? This deck should need Thrill of Possibility. This deck should need Cathartic Reunion. This deck should need motherfucking Harmonize, but it doesn't. You want to know why? Because it's goddamn dinosaurs. And they're discovering, and they're flipping with Gishath, and the fact that they refuse to pick a single reasonable piece of card advantage just doesn't matter. And I fucking hate it. One time I want you all to be punished. And it will not be this day. It is with a heavy heart that I say, good job building this deck, Sov. I wish you a very merry Have an Imagination on the next theme. The cruelest thing you can say about it is every good dinosaur card. I honestly think Ren and 6 is a trauma response to whatever Ren and 6 is a trauma response to whatever very, very underwhelming mana curve deck you built before. I do not think you need lands back from graveyard this bad. I think rather than Ren and 6, you would be infinitely happier, even though they're not a dinosaur. You would be happier with 6. You would be happier with, like, I think Ren and 7. Like, if you were short on lands, this is what you would want. I don't know if you have so much recursion that you would be happy putting that many dinosaurs into your graveyard. Let's see. Is there... Also, That Punk and Troper, thank you for the Prime sub and the Tier 1 sub. That Punk, welcome back to the dog home for the 3rd month in a row. And Troper, welcome back for the 5th month in a row. Shit, you are late, buddy. You are late. But that's okay. I mean, this seems like what you want infinitely more than Ren and 6 or Ren and 7. Like, it's ramping you. Every piece of this saga matters for you. You get to tutor a dinosaur. So I would get this in over Ren and 6. Radiant Champion. I mean, this is the dino bitch, right? If you are playing a lands deck, that's when you want Ren and 7 or you want Nissa. But you're playing a dinosaur deck, you want basically any card that says Huatli on it. Don't do this to me. I've given you 6 packs of MH3. Fuck, what the fuck, Malt? See, Troper, I opened them and they were disturbingly okay. But thank you very, very much. Nox, they do have ramping raptors. And I think, like, as far as dino decks go, it's hard to improve on the recipe because LCI, Ixalan and the previous dino sets gave you such a strong basis for what to do with dinosaurs. The only other thing I would say is your card draw is crazy. I don't know who is looking out for you upstairs, but your curve is so expensive and you have a ton of ways to ramp. You have basically no ways to draw your cards. There's not really a, like, this deck does not suffer from the problem of you can draw your deck in the wrong order because the only thing you care about is it a dinosaur? So you don't need to draw your deck in a specific order, but it does feel like the deck is very susceptible to not only interaction, but Oh God, oh fuck. God is wrathful on this day. And then unless you've drawn from the rubble, you're turbo fucked. Nox, they do have roaming drone already. Boo, worst art. My fault, goat. You fold to mommy, Wrath of God. Joe Salsa, that is a good shout. I see too many dino decks not willing to capitalize on hoarding these bones. This, notably, a dinosaur. And you get to rip 2 off the top every turn and either make dinosaurs or make treasures. It is a little risky in your deck, but you have so much ramp that if you want to keep your pure Gucci bag mana curve, I would recommend this guy. Or I would recommend, like, there's low-hanging fruit of like Garruk's Uprising is the freest shit in the world here. I don't think you need Morophon. Chris Gia, thank you for the Prime sub for the 15 months in a row. And Jordan 0117, thank you as well. Also 15 months in a row. Thank you both for the support. Happy to see you safe at home. Hope everything's cleared without too much stress or hassle. We are getting there, my brother. We are getting there. Are we on Pyrohemia? Thomas O'Hara, are you on appropriate medication? If you are asking about us having Pyrohemia. Don't worry about us being on Pyrohemia. Are you on your mood stabilizers? I hope so. I will be contacting your doctor after this stream. So all that said, Sav, this definitely works. I would say at least a little bit of stuff that lets you get some extra cards, because without getting some extra cards, you're one board wipe away from not participating in the game ever again. Oh, it triggers your enrage, guys. That's true. Shit, Thomas, you might be onto something. The meds may have just been holding you back. Well, let's see how many enrage triggers we have. So we got 1. 2. We'll call that like an honorary 3 because it gives something to all of your dinosaurs. 4. 5. Okay, so little of the deck has an enrage trigger that I would say it's more important to fix the lack of card draw than it is to double capitalize on the enrage stuff. Yeah, they have Polyraptor, but you don't want to be making card selections off of we have one crazy interaction with one other card in this deck, because that is what subjects you to decks where if you draw them in the wrong order, they just stop fucking working. And we're on the line of it. We're one board wipe away from some big goddamn problems. Give me 1 second, y'all. I need to get toilet paper to blow my nose. So we're going to move on to our next deck, which is Christian Spooky deck. But first, Chris Gia, where you been? I missed you. A couple things, Chris Gia. Was gone from MagicCon Amsterdam. Got sick. Most notably, had to leave. My girlfriend and I had to leave our house. Had to get a restraining order so we could come back to our house safely. And now lock our doors a bunch as stuff is going on in court. So it's getting better quickly. But it has been a pretty fucking wild, like, 2 to 3 weeks. Char Yusu, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate those Bezos bucks, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. And White Bread, thank you for that tier 1 Twitch sub as well. Welcome to the dog home. Snowblind, submitting a build is done through the Patreon, which right now it's going to be month to month because my housing situation is relatively unstable, but at least for this month they're happening. And then there's going to be updates in Patreon and in my Discord. Alright, so Christian's spooky deck, Draw Engine and Mill Nuke, tends to pop off out of nowhere and puts the board on lockdown. Popping off out of nowhere, we'll see how Unesh has the launch codes. Immediately 1 point for your naming conventions. Unesh, with his legions of riddlesmiths, relic guardians, and keepers of the lost knowledge, march across the multiverse to extinguish threats before they can even begin their plans. This deck's focus is to get a lot of sphinges. Yes, that is the plural form of sphinx, and yes, it is dumb. And flicker them in and out of existence, breaking down reality around your opponents as you use Unesh to burn through your deck to locate win cons in a bizarre is-it-like fashion. You have your choice of win cons, be it just hitting your opponents with 4/4 and up flyers, a single hit from a Tempest while you have half your deck in your hand, milling out your opponents, or the 3-card combo that wipes the entire table in a true nuclear mill. That's a lot of words for what is obviously just a furry deck. Let's see, how many Sphinxes we got? 17? Yeah, this deck is about win conditions. I believe you, bro. Hey, Christian? Christian, I believe you. And I see you. And I accept you. So what does this even do? Sphinxes. Jesus. So Sphinxes get cost reduced. ETB or attack, reveal the top 4, then play a little game, and you get 1 pile of cards into your hand and the other pile into your graveyard. No. This is the chillest counterspell I have ever seen. 4 mana, you'll draw it in a turn, unless I mill you a little bit. Alright, so we have one, honestly like two, we have 2 harder interaction spells, and then just, trampoline, boink flip. Blink and you'll miss it. Alright, yeah, the ETBs make sense here. It does seem like you need a lot of blink and Sphinxes. Can't touch this. We have all the saltiest counterspells in the world. Support for the endless tide of cards. I'm extremely unconvinced about Spellbook. I would hope that you have learned of our Lord and Savior, Decanter of Endless Water. Because a 6-mana mono blue commander, you need the goddamn help. We can't be spending 2 mana to not make any mana. The king of drawing aggro, true. 36 lands makes sense. Panharmonicon. I'm not seeing what's... I mean, I see why a Tempest is there. Or the 3-card combo that wipes the entire table. I'm not sure what the 3-card combo is, though. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sphinx Mindbreaker was part of it, because they said Thermonuclear Mill. Doug, I am similarly confused on Sphinx's tutelage because we're not drawing very many cards at all. It is mill, but... Oh, never mind. I guess we're drawing some cards. You son of a bitch. I loved you. I was willing to accept your goddamn Sphinx fucker deck. Oh, Rite of Replication. Okay, so you Rite of Replication the Mindbreaker. Oh, that is a ton of mana, but yeah. Yes, that does work. Alright, so let's see how this is going to go. Alright, we get the Remora. So, turn 5. I feel like we want to hold our Sphinxes back. But boy howdy. Yeah, I mean, sure, I'll draw Panharmonicon next turn. Alright, so if I'm me... I don't want you to have either of these things. So they're going in opposite piles. The debate is where does Cavern of Souls go? Probably over here. And then I probably pick... We're not going to have Metalcraft for Argent Sphinx yet. I probably pick Kindred Discovery. And then these two go to the yard. Then we attack. So we tapped 4 for this. Oh, Jesus, we can play this. That's horrifying. So we get to do it again. So these would be in separate piles. We're absolutely taking the Teferi, though. And these can all go to grave. Oh, what's up, Salad One? Shuda, thank you for the 2 gifted community subs. I appreciate you subsidizing me being mean to you on the internet. This is definitely moderately more dirtily than the dinosaur deck was. Oh, not us getting ready to search for Soul Ring. Do we want a Herald's Horn? No, I think we just go get Soul Ring here. And then if nothing else, we can do Herald's Horn. No, Shuda's not tonight. Okay, so after turn 5 of assembling no board state, we can play our commander. Psych Rift, Attempsis, Mana Drain, Argent Sphinx. God fucking damn. Well, you probably separate Attempsis and Psych Rift. You probably do like that. And then me personally, I'm going to take these two. We get an island. I missed this trigger, but who cares? Oh, actually, no, we do care because I would have put it in for Dazzling. I mean, I think this is a deck that seems like it can only operate in the hands of a master gaslighter. All of these playtests were not making anything really happen. God, this is a green player curve. This is a green deck curve, my friend. Our biggest concentration is at 4 mana. But like half the deck is up here. I know we have Jeweled Lotus. We can't believe in our heart that we're gonna draw Jeweled Lotus every single time. So all of the Sphinxes you want to cast are so expensive. I would really recommend more 2-mana mana rocks. Add mana, that's all we need. High Tide would certainly help. Damn, blue sucks at this. Damn, blue is bad at this shit. You definitely don't need Chromatic Lantern. Even Cold Steel Heart would be helpful. Thought Vessel would be helpful. I think Corrupted Graphstone could work for you. But it would be a little bit stinky because it doesn't really start working till after your commander goes. We already called out Decanter. Let's check on Extraplanar Lens. They do have Extraplanar Lens, which is good. Oh yeah, Midnight Clock. You are right. Yeah, this deck is writing so many checks that it cannot possibly hope to cash unless everybody leaves it alone for 3 hours. Like, I'm just trying to imagine this deck lining up against the dinosaur deck and them being like, haha, just wait until my thermonuclear mill blast on turn 7. Wait, my butthole! And then Gishath just fucking murders them. Yeah, Replicating Ring. I typically don't like Replicating Ring if you don't have Proliferate. But it is usable. And we just need, like, we just need some stuff that is not 4 mana and up. I would say Felwar Stone is even includable because you have, all of your pips are blue. You have a ton of just a bunch of colorless costs that you need to get through, and for those you don't care if you're being super accurate with what your pips are. I'm a really big lover of Honored Heirloom. I think Honored Heirloom is one of the, like, most relaxed ways you can hate fuck your local Reanimator player without needing to put too much thought into it. And I do want to be clear, 3 mana rocks are bad. We are working from the perspective of this deck's curve starts at 4, and we're trying to bring it a little bit lower. Nox, already yes to the High Tide for sure. I think this person does have Urza's Incubator. Or that might have been the previous. Yeah, they do have. Like, all 3 of these are very good. But everything just costs so much. Like, especially if we lived in a world where like, look at this hand. We have nothing to do for a million turns because our deck, we have 1 3 mana thing. So from turn 4 and on, check this out. Oop, we get to scry 1. And I think we take that. Because it's 4 turns. We're still wide open. So we'll do this to hope that people don't punch us. We're going to put that to the bottom because it's not a land. That's a land, though. Fuck yeah. Oh, shit. I could have Sphinx of Foresighted. I think we like most of the things that come off the top, though. So then we ramp to get our commander. But we're gonna play our commander on curve, having probably not interacted with the table in any meaningful way. Then we're gonna have our commander, and now that we have our commander, shit is gonna get crazy. They're not gonna give us Teferi. I would probably do this, and I'm probably taking Teferi. So now for double blue, we can drop this Sphinx. Oh, right. And so the point of this playtest was, if our commander gets shot right now, we're basically out of the fucking game. It's turn 7. We have a 2-2. Laura, they do run extraplanar lens. But I would say, like, they're very all in on their commander getting them all the cards they're gonna need, which can work, but against tables that are particularly spiteful, or against any decks that are mono black, you cannot believe in that for a fucking moment. So honestly, I would love to see like 1 or 2 wheels almost, just to get a little of that good card draw in, and then some 2 and 3 mana stuff. Kindred Discovery is in the list, but again, the problem we're trying to fix is not their expensive stuff. The problem we're trying to fix is that they have nothing to do, on average, they have nothing to do the first 3 turns of the game, and that leaves you wide open to all of these shithead Pentlaza players who are going to threaten lethal on turn 5. Like, your turn 6 play is, haha, I get to take 1 pile of cards to my hand, and the other person's turn 6 play is, I'm going to flip the top 8 cards of my library. They were all dinosaurs. Fucking perish. And so if we're going to play around that, I just think we either need more counter spells, we either need more interaction, or we need more stuff to do on these lower turns to help speed us up. So all that said, we're going to move on to Time Wizard's scary deck. High power, legendary Kindred, repeatedly punch opponent in the face. Oh, it's been a while since I've looked at a Joda deck. Oh, it's Dihada. Okay. So we have 2 hard win cons. We have 2 infinites. And the other win con is beat my opponents to death, which I respect. 40 lands is fucking a little crazy. Listen, the rules for the land bases are, at under 33 you're smoking crack, at over 38 I think you're probably on Xanax. I do like beatdown as a scary deck win condition. Doug, you've called out my first piece of criticism. At the scary level, if you want to beat people to death, you probably need to do it with stacks pieces. Because at the scary level, motherfuckers are just trying to combo off real quick. I like them big, I like them chunky. Oh, I am with you. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. I am so with you. Immediately, yes. Mana, mana, mana. Sure. I don't care about your ramp. You have 40 lands. I believe you. I'm annoying. Why the fuck do we have Ashling in here? Is it just because we can put counters on him? Is that the whole reason? Extra drip. Alright, we got some equipments. So Dahada's main thing is we can give keyword soup to a legendary creature. We can reveal the top 4, put legendary cards in. Gain control of all non-land permanents till end of turn. That's horrifying. So we have 9 legendary lands. Baird. I guess we have enough banners. We have a lot of banners that were probably triggering Baird. I question whether this is the best we could do. Kadric is awful. LS is at least a Death Toucher. Oh, Dihada's indestructible. Okay. I did not catch indestructible on the keyword soup. Thalia, Heretic, Cathar. Yeah, Shieldred makes sense. Mommy makes sense. It's land. How exciting. Keyword soup moment. So the Aurelia Infinite you need Kadric for, I think, because you need to make a token copy of Aurelia first, which that's fair enough. And then, all right, if we're doing punchies, let's just go to the playtesting, because I don't think any of the specific cards are as important as how efficiently do you do your punchies. We have no turn 1 play, so we're fine with that. What's Flicker? We'll scry. Bedevil seems bad here because we have 2 lands that do not make the colors we need. Oh, Jesus. We're not going to be able to cast our fucking commander because they're going to be pip screwed. Alright, Makoro. We can't use Hero's Downfall. I'm gonna play the other land to scry again. Nope, we can't use her. So Makoro can't play our commander. I guess we group hug with Makoro and then discard Flicker to hand size. Turn 5, we don't control a swamp or a mountain, but we do have this, so we can get Dihada out. We don't have a legendary. Alright. We at least... Hey, we have Faithless Looting. I like that. So let's scry. Ashling's fine. Next turn, let's crack this for white. And then let's loot Faithlessly. Fuck Hero's Blade. Honestly, fuck the Voltron. Dude, we are mana shattered. We are mana broken. Crystal Grotto. We can get Ashling out. And then we can just fucking wait. And then alright, with Faithless Looting again with the flashback. Draw 2. We did not get the thing we needed. Fuck you, Moira. There's 40 lands. How is the mana base acting so bad? I will tell you, because we don't have card draw, and we do not have I don't think we have enough lands that actually fix for our colors. We have too many lands that we picked because they were legendary and but give you colorless. Like, hey, I get the whole legendaries matter. I don't know if Mikokoro can stay because it's fucked us twice now. So we can do turn 1 Soul Ring. That has to work, right? That has to work. We can Hazaret and then bounce this land. But we can't cast this fucking guy because we need white. So we'll get a Plains. And we'll fucking chill for this turn. So we'll play this. I think at this point I do discard... I discard Blade Wing because I don't think we care about them right now. So we're floating a black here. So we have a black, a red, and 2. Which doesn't get us to anything. How is this mana base so goofy, bro? Then I guess we could play this. So turn 5. Which this is not... Turn 5 Dahada with a 2/2 on board. I do not know if that counts as scary in my book. Immediately, this isn't mana based, this is mana cringe. Yeah, we need to fix the mana cringe. Probably at least one Triome. You need Chromatic Lantern yesterday because this deck is like low-key a devotion sub-theme. We have so many goddamn pips to figure out, and we have so many lands that do not help us meet those pip requirements. No, I did not see a single Triome, my friend. Card draw in Mardu? We need more of this. You know what you're gonna do? I need you to read me some goddamn bones. Alright? I need you to draw some goddamn cards. I don't think... I'm really not convinced on the Voltron sub-theme. I would honestly say less lands, but better lands and more card draw. And then more of the... You need more of these things. So you would want Conviction, Indulgence, and Hierarchy. And you could do the Signets as well. But you definitely need more things that are going to let you color fix. What mana rocks do we have? Arcane Signet. I let it pass on the first try. The fact that you have colorless ramp in this deck that is pip screwing you every other second is hilarious to me. This is in here just because it's legendary, and I'll be so real it's not good enough. Our curve also, yeah, our curve is a fucking disaster. It looks like it should be fine, even though everything is just concentrated at like 3 and 4. But this is a deck that 100% this deck is suffering from good deck that is drawing in the wrong order. And so you need more card draw, but you are a deck that can absolutely deal with, rather than just draw, you can deal with card selection. So like Cathartic Reunion, you're very happy about. You have a lot of good cards. but we are drawing them in a bad order, and really, really bad orders exist in this deck. Like, we have 2 fucking bounce lands right now. You guys want to see what happens when you fuck around with bounce lands? You gain 1 life turn 1. Turn 2, you get Ashling. Turn 3, oh, all right, they heard us talking shit, and now we're gonna get to play the game, I guess. So I think we can Anafenza here by filtering through Study Hall. So here we do black. It's working out because we did. Look at this. The playtest worked because we never had to play the goddamn bounce lands. Because we got to turn 4 and could just play our commander on curve without playing the goddamn bounce lands. We're gonna do the -3. Alright, so Nomad Outpost was here. That's pretty good. Oh, no, black. Oh, fuck. We can't even do it. Kill me. Kill me. Cut the bounce lands. We do not have anything meaningful. Alright, so here's a very important piece of tactics for all of you at home. If you don't have anything meaningful to do with your turn 1 Soul Ring, do not use it because you will activate the table's prey drive. We're gonna get a plains. I guess here we do this just to Anafenza. We do not have red, which sucks. So here, I guess we reveal our hand and we play Moira. So we have some recursion. Now we have Dahada. And I do think we would want to downtick, and so we reveal top 4. We hit 2 creatures, that's pretty good. And then we make 2 treasures. Making the 2 treasures is fucking pretty massive for this deck. And then presumably, yeah, they did have Nomad Outpost. We just flipped it. We flipped it into the grave. I think we like Atali. And then uptick, so we're at 4 now. Then we'd uptick Moira. I will say this. This is not scary. This is definitely a spooky-ish deck. If you want it to be scary, you probably need more hate bears, or you probably need more legendaries that present a very, very concise means of winning you the game. Like Elas Ilkor, I think he does fuck all for you. I think they're just a 2-mana legendary, so they just exist. So let's go to is legendary, is creature, in Mardu, and then we'll say less than or equal to. Let's see what low curve legendaries we would want to use. I think Adeline is certainly possible. I think I saw you have Alicia. I think you could make Amalia work just because you have lifelink. right? Like your commander will turn on the explore trigger, which isn't always card draw, but is either land-based card draw, or you get cards. You get like surveil 1. I don't think Anim Pakal synergizes particularly well. Arbaz Mir might be playable as a pinger, but I don't think he's particularly crazy. I'm also honestly not up on Aaron. I don't think you have enough creatures. Like, you do not have many creatures you are willing to throw away. The second biggest problem after the fact that you were mana cringing is that when we play Dihada, we typically didn't have a lot of things to defend her with. Certainly don't think Ash is all that strong. You could do Aetherios. Troper, I see how many legendaries we have. I don't know if we were watching the same playtest, but with respect to Arbaz Mir, by like turn 7, we had played like 3 legendaries. Right? We were getting to the point in the game where you are gonna get hoofed in the cooter, and we had resolved 4 non-token historic permanents all game. I'm weak. You see, Amsterdam was dope. We're currently trying to fix a Dihada deck. I think Brina would be good for you. I think Brina would be very, very good for you because you need the ability to make the people punch anybody but you. I'm weak. You see, right now the theme is just I kill you with legendaries. And the thing that I'm trying to address right now is we do not have very much to do in the first couple turns. I would say you should also proxy some fetch lands immediately. We have also developed the new term mana cringe. Because look at what happens is we have... Alright, so we get an enchantment that does nothing because we have no creature tokens. We discard to hand size. Oh, wait. No, we didn't have to yet. My bad. My fault. My fault, goat. We will bond to here, probably. We'll keep that on top, sure. We can Captain Lannery Storm. We can make a token. Presumably, Captain Lannery Storm fucking dies. So actually, you know what? We're not going to swing her. Play Dihada. Uptick Dihada. 4/4. Indestructible Vigilant. Make a treasure. Now we're fucking cooking. With our 5 mana. We honestly probably just play Baird. Eat the 2 right here. Z, hello baby. Thank you for coming by the stream. I love you very much. Lannery has never stuck around for more than 3 seconds without protection. Listen, it's a bad, we're working with a bad time. Z, this person has tried to, they have presented to me a scary Dihada deck which is threatening 6 damage on turn 7. Like, I think... Underworld Breach. We gotta be serious. We gotta be so serious right now. Giselle Gold. Oh no. Where the monkey? Yeah, wait, where's Ragavan? We're talking about low curve legendaries we want to get out here. Where the fuck is Curious George's brother, Kleptomaniac Kyle? I don't think they run Inti. Inti would be very, very good. Yeah, I think the two things we know they need is you want card selection. There are a couple ways you have to recur your stuff, and this deck draws things in the wrong order all the fucking time, and you have exactly zero things to slow down your opponents, and your game plan does not move very quickly. You need fewer lands. I would say like 35. I would say like 35 lands. Replace those 5, and the colorless lands should go out. I understand you want legendaries to trigger Dahada. Right now we're trying to get to the base level of let's have the deck play Magic aggressively. And I think in half our playtests, having a colorless land in a commander that has 3 pips and a deck that is very pip heavy was super problematic. I think after you fix your card advantage situation, Hedron Archive should swap for Chromatic Lantern instantly. And then you would want to look for... Oh yeah, where is our girl, by the way? Oh wait, you may not have enough humans. You got 10. It's not impossible. But I think a lot of the legendaries we have are... A lot of the legendaries we have are deep in Candyland. Like Garna is 5 mana respond to a board wipe. I think you would rather just have Rise of the Dark Realms. Because if you play this on any turn except the one you get board wiped on, Garna's useless. And if you are a scary aggro deck, you are not holding up 5 goddamn mana. If you had 5 mana, you should have been using it to play one of these fucked up legendaries. So I think passing the turn with 5 mana is very bad for you. I think you have very few things that you're going to trigger with Alicia. We have Primeval's Glorious Rebirth already. I think Cascading Cataracts, you are being a jokester. Once we have access to 5 mana, the fixing's not really a problem. We're running into fixing problems trying to get to the first cast of Dihada. And so we need to get to that first Dihada cast more cleanly, and we need to have protection pieces for her when we get there. Like we have Tyrite Sanctum, which is, we're just fucking throwing away Underworld Breach because it's never going to do anything. And so this legendary land and this Tyrite Sanctum are explicitly, if these were just basics instead, we could be doing stuff. But because we got all this shit, right, we can play the Swamp instead and at least get LS out. But because we did all this shit, turn 4, we have a very threatening commander out, and we have just a 2/2 Death Touch to protect them with. And so we're probably doing the -3. We're going to flip 4, get 1, but that does mean 3 treasures. So like I think you are overvaluing the ability of Dihada to fill your hand and undervaluing the ability of Dihada to give you treasures to play all your shit with. Like, I'm going to put the 3/3. I'm going to put Aaron down just to try to make sure that we survive with Dihada till the next turn. Here we could Kadric, uptick to 4. But it's turn 5, and we are threatening 7 damage. The worst thing we could do to somebody else is Bojuka Bog them. Like, we're so down bad for being able to ramp and get mana that this deck wouldn't even hate Strike It Rich. Turn 1 Strike It Rich, this deck's fine with. That is how mana cringe we are. And ironically, the way we're going to fix these mana problems is the way that almost every deck in the world gets fixed. You are going to beat variants to death by putting Cathartic Reunion in your deck. You also definitely want Yoshimaru. B1C, are you smoking crack in my Twitch stream right now? Because Strike It Rich, you can use the treasure on a later turn. We're not talking about, oh, you just need more mana. We're talking about the rank inability of this deck to get the pips it needs on time. And so like a Mountain plus Strike It Rich, we're happy with because we are so regularly getting to turn 4 and we have red and black, or we have red and white, or we have white and black, or we just have black. A better way to fix it is to put in 5 pieces of card draw or card selection, and then putting in mana rocks like Chromatic Lantern. Is Relic of Legends in there? Oh, what the fuck are we even doing, Time Wizard? No, baby, Relic of Legends isn't in there, but Hedron Archive is. So yeah, I think you gotta cut some lands, my brother in Christ. You gotta cut some lands right now. And you gotta replace it. You gotta replace it with a good boy. With Cathartic Reunion. With a card that's spelled right. Like this deck plays like a 20-year high school reunion where it's just a bunch of people that are loosely connected to each other by one governing characteristic, which is they're all legendary. That's the high school they went to. But they're all kind of standing around. They don't really know each other anymore. Only a couple of them actually synergize with each other. It's a really slow night. And oh, Jesus, I'm dying. And you just stand there for an hour and a half before a Tyrannosaurus Rex eats all of you. Do we have Flowering of the White Privilege? No, we don't. But Flowering of the White Tree is probably useful in the deck. Oh yeah, this is legendary. Oh, isn't the bot's broken? Hold on. The bot might just have... Sometimes when I don't stream for a while, the bot turns itself off because it's mad at me. Let's see. Cloudbot. Oh yeah, bot was turned off. Do you think cards should have just been banned in Commander, but okay as a 99? I think so. I think that the rules committee's stance that it would be too confusing is a is a lie. But anyway, Time Wizard, I would say you got some work to do to get to scary. I think you're still well away for high power. And you just gotta bring the curve down to get a little more aggressive and get some card draw for it. Alright, so this is Dr. Krab's deck. Get the Ozolith out as quickly as humanly possible to flicker creatures to build up counters intended to be silly, but sometimes I have plot armor. Oh, fuck. Okay, so we've got a sideboard where everything's doubled. Z, stop telling people to put Dark Depths in their deck. So $1,300. We're entering with 1/1 counters for having angels. We only have 12 angels in the fucking deck. Endless Atlas seems fine. Okay, so make 1/1. Oh, God, not even make angels. Alright, gain a little bit of life. Esper Sentinel. And then flickering. So we have catch-up ramp. It's horrifying to me that we have Esper Sentinel and Priest of Ancient Lore. That's how bad Mono White has it, because I've built decks doing the same thing. Yeah, this deck is certainly down bad. Cathar's Crusade. Okay, I'm seeing the plot armor come in. This deck is very goofy. Sometimes I do draw Cathar's Crusade. I think Smuggler's Share is a little bit overly hopeful. This has to be in the deck just because it says Angel. I don't believe you if you say this matters in the deck. And Tef Pro. Jesus. Alright, Eternal Wanderer. Get ready, everyone. We're gonna build a better deck. I may have lied. I may have lied a little bit. I think Court of Grace would make sense. This is a this is a tremendously fair card in terms of 4 mana. And I know that we're talking about doing Flicker. Battle Angels of Tyr would be good. We're really not doing that much Flicker, though. Oh, fuck yeah, turn 1 land tax. That's how you know this is God's chosen deck. So before our next turn... Oh, so turn 2. This is important. You need to be incredibly dedicated when you draw land tax on turn 2. We are skipping our land drop. And now we're gonna win the fucking game of Commander. And then we're gonna continue to win the fucking game of Commander. Oh shit, yes. Reliquary Tower, done. Get the sword. Before our next turn, I would like to win the game of Commander. Because we know there's a green player here. Alright, so now we'll drop Giada. We'll probably just equip it. Before our next turn, our mana is fixed as fuck, you guys. So I guess we do punchies. We can't do the exile, but we get a plains tapped. This is mana based. Yeah, this is the real shit. We have, what, 6 mana available? So we can bring Herald of War in with a 1/1 counter. We'll say at this point we're going to start missing. We'll say we have protection from sorceries. That'll enter with 2 next turn. And see, now the thing is we don't have the Ozolith. But I do think we play her. And we just fucking win, right? Alright, so turn 1. We exile a Mana Dork. Fuck Llanowar Elves. I think we Mind Stone instead of play Giada. This time we play Giada. We hold up mana for interaction. And now, boom, boom, holding up 1 plains for Buff the Wicked. Draw a card. Alright, Krab is a very creative deck builder. I have come in many realms to respect their game. I do not respect this game. I think this deck has its feet in too many pies, and it has a couple cards where it is obviously like Esper Sentinel is obviously oh fuck, we need some good cards to make sure this works. And I do not think our tutor game and our tutor game and our card draw game is not nearly good enough to justify how all in we are on this Flicker game. Pip Dog, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Luminarch Ascension is fucking crazy. Yeah, they need this card yesterday. I think that you can do Giada, but it has a Flicker sub-theme. And like we have so much Flicker and so few ways to make sure that Flicker matters. Like, I think, oh, no, that's type line. So we'll say reveal artifact. We're going to look for ways to either tutor for an artifact or to just flip cards off the top to find something that's gonna make us be able to play the game. We have Enlightened Tutor already. This is legendary only. We could play Ingenious Smith. We do have 18 artifacts. With 18 artifacts, Ingenious... Actually, okay. So hear me out. Ingenious Smith, because you have a bunch of dogshit flicker that is not useful until we have the Ozolith out. But if you flicker Ingenious Smith, you get more and more chances at finding the Ozolith. So if we do not have Ingenious Smith already, you certainly need that over some of these, you know, over like fucking Wall of Omens. I would say the same goes for Rosecott Knight. It's just a more expensive version, but you get more chances to look at it, and it doesn't look like it does look like the deck can function. Yeah, bad advice, man. We already recommended Court of Grace earlier on this deck. Like, the deck can function without the Ozolith, but if the goal of the deck is we're going to flicker our angels to make them come in with shitloads of tokens, Ingenious Smith is better Spirited Companion, and Rosecott Knight is better Ingenious Smith. Mother of Halflings, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. Would Fortune be a good addition? Yo, what is this art? Hold on. Oh, I don't hate Fortune. I think with how bad this deck is, I'm not hating on Fortune. Like we have a lot of really cute interaction in here, and I think Scrying 2 is look for the Ozolith, and it is repeatable flicker. And repeatable flicker, super strong for us. So at minimum these 3 cards, but I think that I think this deck said it was about silly bullshit and then did not commit to being about silly bullshit. I think it committed to being about flicker, did not commit to good enough payoffs for that flicker. Maze of Ith is funny. I'll always give you Maze of Ith. Wait, Holy Cow is actually an angel? I thought you people were trolling. Oh, Holy Cow! Yeah, you got to get that in there. Krab, when you watch this, you got to get Holy Cow right the fuck up in there. Bro, why does the silly bullshit deck have strip mine? Because lands cheat, and some lands deserve to be destroyed. Some lands deserve to die. Is that Urza's Saga? I get whatever. It's for the Ozolith. Sure. But yeah, this is. It's for the most part silly because it is built different, and that different is built wrongly. And then it is, oh hey, I have Cathar's Crusade, everybody fucking dies. We're gonna move on to Siren's deck, which is silly The theme will be self-evident. The deck in one word is grown. Kenrith's Comedy Hour. Figure it out. If a card doesn't make sense, set the view to visual grid to help out. Visual grid. What the fuck? Is it... I mean, Chef's Kiss, definitely a meme. Deadly Plot. Is the theme I make people dislike me? Flavor text jokes, probably. My favorite flavor text joke. Draw 1 because you didn't pay 4. Is there a joke in the flavor text or a play on words in the name of the card? It's all the cards you would name with demonic consultation. So, there's definitely a joke. There's a joke in this name. I cannot for the life of me. Every non-land card has a pun in it. Oh my god. Oh, you absolute bastard. I was looking for good jokes. And I should have been looking for puns. Fuck you forever. All right, so this is not a deck, it's an art piece, but it's one of those art pieces where somebody throws shit on you. All right, 36 lands is reasonable. Who cares? This is a funny ass card. A darker Valkyrie. Oh, god damn it. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm mad right now. If this deck functions at all, I will be impressed. Okay, what basic land type do we want to pick? We probably want to pick green because that's where all of our other ramp is going to be. So this is a forest. We discard the hand size. We discard the hand size. We get a plains. We're going to scry 2. Or no, we probably play mannequin to make sure we can harrow next turn. We're going to sacrifice Thran Portal. We're going to get a forest. And we're going to get... I guess a mountain in case we want to use Frostbite. Then we're going to Prince, and we're going to scry 2. We can put Deadly Plot on the bottom. Alright, turn 6, we have Kenrith. Tapped Guildgate. We almost certainly pay 4 and use the Heapgate filtering to draw a card. Command Tower. Wait, why would we why are we breaking the ice when we use Snowlands? So do we have 8 mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't have 8 mana. Root Greevel. Horrifying. I think we pay for a draw card again. Rampant Growth for... Let's get a Swamp. Can we Body of Knowledge? I don't think we can fucking Body of Knowledge. Alright, I'm not... At present moment, I am not convinced that the deck functions. Oh, this is doing something for sure. Tap land every turn for 5 turns? I think so. Alright, so we have turn 5 Kenrith. We have 1 piece of interaction. Fucking draw. Dump this and this next turn. Can we even... No, it's just Shroud. Heap Gate. We will make a treasure. So we do 1, 1, 1. We make a treasure. Oh no, we use that treasure to draw a card. And then... I guess Night Shift probably goes away. We play... Spring! We get a basic land. We draw a card. Next turn? Holy God, man. I respect the puns and literally nothing else. Yolonauts, thank you for the 10 community gifted subs. Welcome to Dog Heaven, my friend. I appreciate that very much. The content right now, the puns are great. Everything else is a fucking disaster. Alright, Gilded Goose, we lose 1. Make a food. Next turn. So I think actually... Maze's End, bro. Maze's End, bro. Who are you playing this with? Are you beating up children? Did you seriously bring a Cancer Ward deck into my stream and said, Maze's End is gonna get us there, bro? Okay, we have Charming Prince. Scry 2. These cards are unplayably bad. We don't want to use a tapped one. We're gonna Rampant Growth. What do we need? We have white. We need a we need a usable green pip so bad. Okay, can we Zixara? No, we can't. Because now we have to play a tap land and we don't have the pips. So we Guildgate. We Guildgate. I mean, I think we Kenny on turn 5. We Baldur's Gate. We draw a card. Siren, listen. You have given us a deck list and not a deck. Alright, it's turn 7. We are halfway to a Gates End win condition. Our big turn 8 play. Oh, wait. Do we have the blue pips to do this right now? Alright, 1 blue. White, black. Let's say we chose, so green. Alright, so we have Zixara. Oh, but they're not gonna have haste, so we don't wanna reveal the Pemin's aura right now. This is horrifying. What's about to happen doesn't make it any better because it's turn 9. It is turn 9. We're going to Pemin's aura Zaxara the Exemplary. Oh, sure, yeah. So we could have done it on turn 8 if we had the extra red, which we may have. So we now have infinite mana. We have infinite mana, and then Kenrith can win by putting infinite counters onto these 3 creatures, giving them trample and swinging. And I think that's the best we can do because I think this is one of the only decks in the world where I think you could draw your entire deck and it would not help you. I think we can hold the whole deck in our hands with infinite mana. Oh, true, we could draw our opponents out. But I would like us to stay focused that we could draw as many cards as we want with infinite mana, and our best option is still Charming Prince beats you to death, like every Disney movie. That's funny, though. We watch different comedians. I think... Oh, you could beat with whole deck. True. I think this is a deck that was so concerned about whether or not it could do something, it didn't stop to think about whether or not it should do something. Because the most functional, if the most functional part of your deck is I have Zexara and I have Pemin's Aura, that is not a... Oh, also, this isn't a pun. So not only... Or I can't tell how that's a pun. Can somebody explain to me how Pemin's Aura is a pun? It's an anagram of I am Superman. You are smoking crack. How is this the deep lore of a magic... Alright, fine. No, I accept it. I asked, you all delivered. That makes me mad as fuck. Morphling was called Superman. Oh, that is true. I also don't understand how Zixara is a pun. Is it going to be like an anagram for fucking Voldemort, and that counts? Feldegriff is an anagram of Richard P. Garfield. That's actually the joke of every Magic card, is they are an anagram of some esoteric celebrity or pop culture reference. X spells? No, I'm gonna need a little more, Siren. You can't just tell me it's a pun because it cares about... That's not a pun. That's alliteration. No. We gotta raise the goddamn bar. We gotta raise the goddamn bar right now. Saying it's a pun because they use the sound X in both the name and the ability. That is not a pun. Gilded goose is an anagram of goulded geese. True. You got me. You all are making me lose my fucking mind. Okay. So we are here with a joke exploiting the different possible meanings of a word, or the fact that there are words which sound alike but have different meanings. So if the premise of the pun is that it is exemplary, what is the meaning of exemplary? Right? If that's the joke, is that it is both exemplary equals X plus exemplary, then exemplary Troper, that is a goddamn Halo Reach right now. You are playing Halo Reach in the middle of my goddamn Twitch chat. Like exemplary, because it cares about X spells, that is alliteration. You could stretch and call it wordplay, but puns have a definition. You are revealing the almost right now, Troper. But regardless, this is horrifying. This is horrifying. I currently think this exists better as a deck list than it does as a deck, because it feels like you play it once and you spend most of the game begging everybody to not beat you to death as you explain the puns or wait for people to groan, and then eventually you infinite combo, or 15 turns later you win with Maze's End. I do respect the research that went in to getting all these puns together. I do not respect the deck itself. We're going to move on to Trebuchet's spooky deck. This is my first try making a deck. I wanted to start with Naya tokens because I think the archetype's fun. Originally the commander was Jetmir, and I'm fine to switch it back if it's better. Goal is to make a ton of tokens, then drop buffs, and then kill everybody with 1,000 little men. Elder Gargaroth is my son, and he must not go away. I'm worried about my mana base. I know I have enough lands, but it's not balanced properly. Hopefully this is descriptive enough, but let's be honest, making tokens and turning them sideways doesn't exactly need Einstein to pilot it. Real as hell of you. Also, Night C, thank you for the 9 months in a row at Tier 1. Welcome back to the dog home. Little Maul Jr. is unfortunately a green player after me, so we're going to have to give him up for adoption. Oh no. I hope he goes to a hating home. Talamar Von Geist, wait, how is Soul Ring a pun? Hold on. Let me solve this using Troper's advanced English major skills. Soul is like sun, and sun is in the picture. Therefore, it's a pun. It's the soul ring in the deck. Knightsy actually got it. That's dead to rights. That's a good pun for Soul Ring. Factory of Fellas. Willy Wonka if he made Oompa Loompas and hard drugs instead of candies. I do like Fabine as the commander. I think having an engine to make tokens is probably a good idea. Banana bread at work, dude. This has to be the deepest cut of my whole life. Yeah, Urbras Forge. CAG, don't ban this one. Get it out of here. Get it the fuck out of here. Death by like 13 cuts. That's a phenomenal name. Those cards all make sense. Give them steroids. Yeah, for sure. How the fuck do I ramp? This honestly ain't bad. I want to go home. Craterhoof and Crackerhoof. Interaction. You get it. You fucking get it. Half my interaction is board wipes. More than half. 60% of my interaction is board wipes. Lands are for the week. Little Guy Production Facility. Alright, most of these are crazy. There are a couple that I don't like. Mana Screwed. Oil Spill of Little Guys. No doubling season is insane. Only I get to touch my cards. I'm sure you will draw all three of these every game. I believe you. Troper, thank you for the 20 bits. I will proceed directly to hell. I love you too, bestie. Oh, not the Smothering Tithe. We don't need that. City of Shadows is actually a little bit cracked for using my tokens to ramp yourself. Okay, so without doing the playtest, the number one thing I would bring up is I did not see a single way to draw some cards. Oh, okay, hold on. Ristic Buddy, Skull Clamp, Toski. Benny Brax. Beast Whisperer, Return. Okay, so we have a couple ways. I personally don't believe this to be enough, particularly because every single one of them is conditional. Esper Sentinel requires you to be playing with assholes. Benny Brax requires you to be an asshole. Toski requires people to let you hit. Beast Whisperer, I would like it if she let me hit. And Mentor of the Meek, again, you need to be playing some stuff. So it looks pretty slow to build up, and it does not look like you have... This looks like a deck where you can draw it in the wrong order. And drawing a deck in the wrong order is the number one cause of Commander blue balls. Bad advice, I'm just hating on tokens. So the reason that you can draw this deck in the wrong order is because you have some tremendously good token generators and you have some tremendously bad token generators. Legion's Landing, not very good. Farmer Cotton, situationally, very good or very bad depending on how much you've ramped. Same goes for Scute Swarm. Same goes for Ginny Faye. If you see her with a lot of token generators, wow, this is great. If you see her without any, wow, are you about to have a bad fucking time. And so I would recommend more of the red, like red card selection. Zlaux, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub. Welcome back to the dog home. I appreciate that generosity. 7 months in a row. It's very nice to see you too. So I would recommend the red card advantage. Let's pull this up. I think all of these apply. Connecting the dots could be good here, but I think this deck looks like it wants to hang back until it's really ready to bang. Okay, another problem is we've fallen into the trap of utility lands that do not give me pips in a deck that has 3 different colors of pips to worry about. So we can Care Keep. We can Mountain Signet. We can Forest, and we can get a Cabald. So we have turn 3 Chump Blocker. Now we have Jetmir. We're going to want to hide this guy in our hand for as long as humanly possible. I personally think we want to use the kobolds to put a counter on this guy and then rinse and repeat with the kobold. And that's all we're doing. Oh, and this makes colorless. Oh shit, Zlaux, thank you very much for the 10 gifted tier 1 subs. Welcome back to Dog Heaven, where you and YOLOnauts can fight it out for the title of Most Holy. Thank you so much for your generosity, my friend. I appreciate that. And we have Temple of the False God. I think you are overestimating the total amount of mana you need and underestimating the amount of specific pips you're going to need. We'll just do this because we have no other thing to do. You also have, you definitely have that little Timmy mana curve, which is understandable, but is not great for you. And here's the thing that gets me when I say that people don't understand card draw well enough is they're like, oh, but Elder Gargaroth is my son. I'm not going to cut him for a low mana effect. Eldrazi Monument and Cathar's Crusade is so good for me. I don't want to put in like a Llanowar Elves. And you don't have to. What you have to do is you have to cut your worst 5 mana thing for Thrill of Possibility. You can make all your 1 and 2 drops spells that are going to set up turns 3, 4, and 5 to be really powerful. If you are playing at a commander table where the first couple rounds are hacky sack, it is totally, like, as much as I yell about it, it makes sense to abuse that by spending the first 3 turns of your average commander game setting up some disgusting turns. But your deck right now says whatever Yugi put on top of the deck is what I'm playing with. And now we have Care Keep with no red. And we have a Neem Pakal with no red. Now thankfully you do get Steve, right? One of your few 2-drops coming in to save the day for you. So on turn 3, I think we probably a Neem Pakal. Turn 4, it's almost certainly Care Keep into Signet into make Kobold. I wouldn't say we're fully at mana cringe because we are able to play the game, but I do think we're struggling a little bit. I think the best thing we can do here is Tender Shoot. Then we're going to have like 4 things. And then Parallel Lives. And now it's all working because on turns 4, 5, and 6, we were drawing things in the right order. But if we ever don't draw things in the right order, we get pretty turbo fucked. We'll Mosswort. So turn 2, we Mountain, we Yanawar, we Plains, we Toski, we this, and then presumably we get shot in the chest. Like, it's turn 5, and the best thing we're gonna do is bounce a 1/1 off somebody else's rock hard Bataks. We are still 1 mana shy of casting our commander. Now, Tendershoot Dryad and Kathar's Crusade immediately saves the day for us. Right? Because now every turn, everybody's upkeep, we get a 1/1, and each one of those 1/1s builds our board by 1,000,000. So now we just win, unless people spot remove all that stuff. So now we Fabine. So like a handful of ramp we're fine with because our commander is such a powerful engine. We do some revealing. We all draw a card. Do some revealing, draw a card. And now we have all of these fucking lands and no expensive things to spend them on. If people shoot Fabine in the chest, this is useful. But if people don't shoot Fabine in the chest, we're hanging out with, like, we have a couple 1/1s and not a lot to do with them. So other, like, low to the ground, easy card draw you can do is Welcoming Vampire. This is still conditional. Now your commander can trigger it conditionally, which makes it a little bit better. But other than that, you know, the bar I will hold every red deck to until the end of time is, would I rather drew what I just drew, or would I rather have drawn Thrill of Possibility? And in most of these cases, I probably would have rather drawn Thrill of Possibility. The mana base itself, as you spoke to, you have enough. You have Temple of the False God you don't need. I don't think your mana costs are high enough. I think it's that you need a lot of pips. And so you need more. You have a goddamn... Oh, sideboard, okay. You need more 2-color lands in any of the 3-color lands. And then you have a lot of expensive stuff already, so we're kind of out the door on being willing to proxy things. You need some fetch lands too. You have way too many basics on top of it being a 3-color deck. A 3-color deck where almost everything important has one or more, has like multiple pips going on. I also think a Braid is like, I think you're goofing a little bit. I think this deck, like turns 1, 2, and 3, you probably never want to be interacting. Turns 1, 2, and 3, you probably want to be ramping or playing these card selection spells to get the right cards. And as irresponsible as it is, I think all of your interaction should be shit like Azuri's Predation, where it costs a buttload of mana and it just is a one-side blow my opponent's stuff to hell. Or like Austere Command or Martial Coup, where it costs $1 billion, but you get to just blow the game wide open. Like, I don't think you should be holding mana turns 1 through 3. I think you should exclusively be tapping out to play an engine, or to refill your hand, or to like wheel people with red. Like, if you're gonna be about the bullshit, be about the bullshit. And we have too many We have too many like softer plays going on. Hour of Reckoning. Oh yeah, Hour of Reckoning would be pretty hot for you. Yeah, Trebuchet, I will say, pretty functional deck for your first go of it. There's absolutely zero shame here. Absolutely zero shame here. But you were so obsessed with trying to make sure you could play every card you drew that you neglected to think about, like, any well-built deck that is going to be able to deal with multiple situations means that sometimes you can draw the right card for a situation that you're not in right now. And with that, we're going to move on to Tetroon's. Oh, I think we have done this deck. Yeah, I do believe we have done... I'm not 100%. I will err on the side of caution. But I remember you've heard of the Sierra Madre Casino. We all have the legend, the curses, some foolishness about it lying in the middle of a city of dead, a city of ghosts. Beneath a blood-red cloud, a bright shining monument reaching out, luring treasure hunters to their doom. An illusion, a promise that you can change your fortunes. If you haven't played Fallout New Vegas, go listen to a voice actor do that well. Alright, we have seen this. So we will move along to Panzer Ninja. They have a silly deck. With the previous decks, the question, why do you have hate in your heart, has come up multiple times. With that in mind, I'm submitting a deck my partner has made to contrast our play styles and deck building choices. This deck is a red artifact reanimator deck based off the Trebuchet Precon, but it is not at a spooky power level. It's not been upgraded with recent cards, could use a tune-up, and suggestions for more bullshit. Thanks for the roast and the impromptu couples therapy session. Let me send my girlfriend a text. Rise is metal. Feldon is definitely a card that could have hate in its heart. 39 lands is pretty high, but red, I expect to see either impulse draw or that type of card selection I talked about. So off the rip, I'm not worried about it. Duretti's good. Welder. Yeah, that's a little fucked up. That's like the Naruto ninja swap, but it makes me shit myself every time. Alright, ETB, LTB value. Here I'm weirded out because this care is all about creatures. Oh, but we have 32 creatures. And then 34... Oh, so we just tap out and pass. We just... If there's something strange in the neighborhood, we do not call Ghostbusters. We tap out for mere Battlesphere, and we just let it rock. Okay. I don't think this person has enough hate in their heart. We have a 6-mana steal effect. We have... Why do we have Dualcaster Mage when you have 7 things in the whole world you could copy? Okay, so we have a kind of rough tutor. Very bad card draw. I was not expecting a lot in mono red, and I am still disappointed. Okay, theft is good. We can blow up one of our artifacts. Come on. You gotta work with me. It's time to wheel. Jesus God, Jaloom Tome. Protect the yard. Oh, sure. That does make sense. This doesn't protect the yard. What are you gonna do? You're not gonna... You can't fire me, I quit fucking card. You can't exile my graveyard. I exile my graveyard. Ramp is crazy. Slammed it down big style. So we're gonna sacrifice our artifacts to make a 3/4 and then a 5/6. Okay. Oh God, so we have... I did not realize we had Living Death but 4 artifacts. Okay, so I would say number 1... Lands can probably go down. We can probably do more wheeling because we want things in the graveyard. This is a mountain. We don't have an elemental. We're gonna get our 4th mountain. So we have this. So we have Feldon. Oh, we had an elemental. Oh, okay. Well, we didn't have a 1-drop we wanted to play. I do not want to reveal Goblin Welder until we need to use him. So we have 2 ways to recur artifacts, and we have no artifacts that we need to recur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're gonna turn 6 double lightning bolt and lava dart somebody's creature, and then we're 1 mana short for Kozilek, so I guess we mirror Battlesphere. Alright, so this is less a deck and more of a vision board. I think there are a lot of things that might have looked synergistic, but every time you found one, you picked something that was synergistic with each other, and they don't do enough. You have like a ton of 2 to 4 card synergies in the deck, and you don't have a deck synergy. So if you just want to play a deck that's like, behold my stuff, that's great. Now, notably, Feldon is also not a really an artifact bullshit type of card. It is a reanimator bullshit type of card, and then it has a secondary artifact synergy. And if we want to do reanimator, we need stuff in our graveyard. And right now we lack things in our... All right, we're going to dual caster mage. We'll copy somebody else's fucking ramp. Tapped mountain. Maximum value. Rampant growth stolen. Because, yeah, like right now, our greatest hope is wait till we can play Kozilek. So I think you need... Let's see. What do we have for wheeling already? Magus, fine. Dragon Mage, fine. You need... You need Jaxus. Because with this Muscle Mommy, you can selectively fill your yard... selectively fill your yard to then reanimate later with Feldon. I think really you have a like Duretti deck and a Feldon deck that currently are not talking to each other. I think the Trash for Treasure and Goblin Welder and Horde Smelter, like I think your artifact sacrifice stuff is all just too expensive before it really starts. Or no, that's the wrong way to put it. You do not have good enough artifacts to cheat back out. I can see your game of I'm going to sacrifice my artifact creatures to recur my actual artifacts, but in every playtest we did, you are so light on filling up your graveyard that Caged Sun is never there for you to cheat out. Thrawn Dynamo, Bosch Iron Golem, none of those are there in the graveyard for you to cheat out. And if you want to be cheating stuff out, you need way more of shit like this, where on turn 2 you are dumping artifacts or creatures that you want to get back. You need more things like Jaxus, where you can selectively... You need selective discard. And I would say you need like 10 more of these effects. You super don't need Wayfarer's Bauble. I really don't think you need Palladium Mirror. Darksteel Ignite you super don't need. Hazaret's Monument. I think Hazaret's Monument should be good. Like, I think you can keep... I like all of the silly dragons. I especially like the Theft. Dual Caster Mage. Get the fuck up. Get it the fuck up out of here unless you're going to use it on your own stuff. But I really think this is two different decks inside each other right now. And you need more things. Ooh, yeah. Burgie's Backside. This is great for you. Like your whole deck revolves around I need 3 mana and I need something good in my graveyard. And we have spent a lot of our effort on like making sure we hit land drops, which mono red doesn't really want to do. You need 3 mana, or you need like 5 mana, or maybe you need 7 to recast Feldon another time. But for the most part, a lot of the creatures are not that good. Like Nullspine is phenomenal. But we need to get Null Spine into the graveyard. The make it permanent is hot as hell. And then like Palladium Mirror, Pilgrim's Eye, Wayfarer's Bauble, Darksteel Ignite, Hedron Archive. I think they're all like mid-tier artifacts, and I don't think you really want any mid-tier artifacts. You just want some... You want the stinkiest artifacts imaginable to cheat back out with Goblin Welder. And then you want a ton of ways to selectively discard the good artifacts you're going to cheat back out. Or you want crazy death effects. Yeah, like Triplicate Titan. Alright, we're going to move on to the final deck of the night, which is Alajon's spooky deck. Drizzt Do Erden is my pet deck. I will always keep this deck built, even if green-white aren't my favorite colors, and even if Voltron isn't my favorite synergy. But I love the book so much that this ends up being my most played deck. Deck's play strategy is fairly simple. Early game, you want to ramp and equip a creature early to get draws off. Then you drop Drizzt ASAP, equip, and swing for lethal with commander damage. Well, I've tried to build the deck to be efficient. I think Selesnya Voltron as a strategy will always sit around mid... I'm not going to reference the numbers. Will struggle a little bit because you can only ever kill one person a turn. I agree with that. Drizzt being 5 mana is also tough. I could go for big creatures with Drizzt at the helm and the Spirit of Mono Green Selvala, but that doesn't feel like it is in the spirit, as he in the lore is someone who rises to the challenge. Hi Mauled, I submitted this on behalf of my friend because he's a poor, starving PhD student and spent all his mana on magic cards. We both love your videos, and he's a theory crafter who likes to give out his opinions, and I'm not A-worded enough to dish it back out, so here we are. Alright, so we have a 5 mana 3/3 with Double Strike. When a creature dies, if it had greater power than Drizzt's, put 1/1 counters onto Drizzt. This deck does not give a fuck about Voltron. I mean, I see how you're getting there, but this is, I think, 3 steps down the line. I will let you cook. I will let you cook with the 1/1 counters because green cheats so easily with 1/1 counters. I think probably the most keepable ones are Retreat, Great Henge, and Power Fist. Oh, no, sorry. Railway Brawler is broken. Card draw advantage. Greater Good is great. I think Hunter's Prowess is wicked expensive for the effect. Garuk and... This is a hopeful mana curve. What's this curve look like? Okay. Pretty reasonable. So we're just seeing the expensive stuff early. Okay, Pure Steel, Esper, Kutzil, Great Henge, Sylvan. Jesus, yeah, Sylvan Library will do it. Hate. What has... I'm not saying this is an unreasonable response to artifacts. I just want to know what the artifact player did to you. Oh, somebody had their commander stolen. Somebody once upon a time had their commander stolen. Cost reduction. Okay, the place it looks like this breaks down to me is you want to get big things, and you want to have those big things die such that you can use their power to grow Drizzt's power, because we need to get to 11 power for this double strike to just kill somebody off rip. We probably want more trample than we have. And we probably want more ways to make sure a big creature dies. But let's play test it and see if it just fucking works anyway, because it is in green. We'll fix our mana first. We have no legendary creatures, so this is going to enter tapped at some point. We might as well Umezawa's. Okay, so we'll take a turn off. We'll Delighted Halfling. Plaza of Heroes. So we can get Drizzed out. Or Drizzed out. And then we get our 4/1 cat. And now it's turn 5. And what do we do with all that? We have a 5 mana. We can Great Henge with the cost reduction. We have no creatures, so that might just make us look spookier than we actually are. So maybe we Zephyr Boots. Zephyr Boots, equip to Drizzed. Keep 1 mana open to Tamiyo's. And then we get to draw and discard twice. We definitely want to keep that. Fuck Generous Gift. And then I guess we play Boseiju for turn. And we play Rhystic Buddy. Okay, so Berserk, this is the first, like, good thing we've seen. Or really hot thing we've seen. Because now we can make Gwenvar an 8. But really... yeah, I do think we need more ways to sacrifice. I think that the deck is... Can we... We could SRAM, but it doesn't do anything. I'm just going to take the first equipment I see, because I am not familiar enough with Voltron's game. So we will SRAM, plate, draw. I guess equipment, draw, mana rock, draw, or no draw, because it's only equipments. And now we can turn 5, Drizzed, but I'm not convinced that Drizzed is doing a lot. Like, there are 3/3 with double strike. Commander's Plate is good. I guess what is here's what's sticking out in my head. This is a Selesnya Voltron deck. It does not appear to be a Drizzt deck at any step in the process. It appears to be a Selesnya deck that cares about equipments. It does not, to a meaningful degree, care about making sure your creatures die to stack 1/1 counters onto Drizzt Do'Urden. And it does not care, I would say, to a meaningful degree about making sure that you can abuse that +1/+1 counter difference. Like, I think it's just not a Drizzt deck. It is a Selesnya deck. And Selesnya Voltron decks can be good. What's force of savagery? This is fucking funny. you got to get this in the booth right now. And so, like, the number one way... Yeah, like, 3 mana, I'm gonna make my commander an 8/8 is goddamn hilarious. 3 mana, my commander's an 8/8 is super fucking funny. Sacrifice creature. I honestly don't hate Adipose Offering, because this actually works really well with playing, with sacrificing your souped up creatures, right? It's both a way to sacrifice them, and it's potentially a way to play this for a really low mana cost if you sacrifice something that's like 4 mana. And if you either have it equipped or you just have it buffed in some way, you get to make a bunch of 2/2s and you get to trigger your commander. Birthing Ritual would also definitely be good. I would say Altar of Bone is good, but sometimes people think that tutors are stinky. Honestly, Animal Boneyard is also possible. Yeah, swapping Angelic Purge for Generous Gift. Like, you're playing at sorcery speed, but it cares more about... It will actually do something positive for your deck at the same time that it's interacting. Bayou Groff? Immediately, yes. It's a relatively high stat line creature. That is another potential way to sack things. Birthing Ritual would also be very good. Major Spectre, happy belated birthday, my friend. Thank you for the well wishes. Yeah, so it's not that I think the deck is bad. I just think the deck does not give a single fuck. Like, Drizzt isn't rising to the challenge. Drizzt is just kind of hanging out in a deck that is indecipherable, or not indecipherable, but indistinguishable from any other Selesnya Voltron deck. Like, let's just go to EDH Rec. Rima the Beast, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Like, we just go to Voltron. Like, I cannot identify a single thing in this deck that is differentiated from playing Wilson and Flaming Fist. And typically, when I play Commander, I want to know, like, what bad things do I get to play because this is my commander that I otherwise wouldn't want to play or wouldn't be nearly as good as they are in this deck. Now, Birthing Ritual is just broken as shit, but it is especially good when you want to be sacrificing your strong creatures. I think Adipose Offspring is good. I think Altar of Bone is good. Demon Male Halberg is quite possibly the best card you could ever want in this deck, because you put it on, you do need a little shitter to start the chain, but if you put this on a 3/3 and now it's a 7/5, you can then move it to your commander, but to move it you sacrifice the 7/5. Your commander becomes a 7/7, then becomes an 11/9. And immediately you're lethal. And so you need shit like this, which would be straight up bad. Like the PhD student is coming through because the deck is too well thought out to have any actual love in its heart for the silly, goofy commander it picked. There's no Guinevere love. There's no Drizzt love. There's just a relatively well thought out green-white Voltron deck. I do think it's like in trying to do a lot of things at once. Skullspore Nexus would be very good. Skullspore is definitely in the cadre of cards that it's good in pretty much every green deck. It is especially good in this deck because you do want power doubling is good, but you don't want board wide power doubling because you want Drizzt to get as many counters as possible. So Skullspore is super hot for targeted doubling, and someone called this out earlier in the stream. Evolutionary Leap also super good. So you need more ways to do this targeted sacrificing. You need more things that I think actually care about what your commander's doing versus just like, hey, it's green and white and it equips. Like the only relevant line of text on your commander is Double Strike. And all it's doing is making it such that your Voltron strategy kills at 11 power rather than taking multiple hits. So I do think it's well made, but I think it lacks feeling. I think it lacks the riz necessary to be a true pet deck, and it is instead a PhD deck. And I think you got to get a little stupider and like, I'm okay with these board wipes. I think these board wipes are like the cleverest thing you've gotten here. Why the fuck do we have Winter Orb? Cut this right now. For the life of me, I just cannot. You want to spend mana. Your deck costs money. The things you have interaction. You need mana for interaction. Yeah, Phyrexian Dreadnought's great. We need more of this. We need less. We need less of this totally reasonable Voltron shit, and we need more of dumbass Phyrexian Dreadnought. Make my commander a 12/12, please. Oh yeah, Nomel raises a great point. Demon Male, with your commander. The Hauberk with your commander equips to the 4-1 you make, and then that's an 8-3. Equips to your commander, then they have 12 power, and they're already lethal. So yeah, let's get to the fucking business. That is going to be it for tonight. I'm going to be live again Monday because I'm super fucking sick and I'm going to spend the weekend sleeping. But thank you all to everyone who watched, followed, subscribed, and supported the stream. I hope to get back to a regular schedule very, very soon. And I hope you all had a good week and that you have an even better weekend. So good night, good luck, and remember to stay toxic.